Hey gang, what's going on? Welcome back here to another edition of Middle Mondays. Really appreciate you guys making some time to watch the video. And definitely before we get started, I just want to say how much I appreciate a lot of the comments that I've been getting on Middle Mondays here the last couple months. I mean, you guys know that our channel here is sort of a club here, and we've got a bunch of regulars that really look forward to it. And I really appreciate that, even though we've got a small viewership for Middle Mondays. I really like my favorite part of the channel. I really like talking to you guys about this. So anyway, let's get into this a little bit. What we're talking about here: toxicity of overambition. What I mean by that. Overambition and this, just in general, this race to become number one, or the race to get to the top. I really want to dig into this a little bit and talk about the negativity that surrounds it that a lot of people don't talk about a little bit. How detrimental it is to sort of your growth as a human overall. A lot of people don't see it that way because we're sort of raised in a society where we're always, being pushed and stressed to be number one, and anything else is unsatisfactory. And I sort of want to break that myth a little bit and get into this in a little bit of a detail. So first of all, let's talk about some examples of it. You guys know, you've heard me talk about politicians a lot on this channel, and you know that overall I don't have much respect for politicians. I've known a lot of them. I've talked to a lot of them. There's about 6 politicians that I have a lot of respect for. Pretty much everybody else out there, I just don't have a lot of respect for them, because politicians in general, for the most part, I don't want to lump everybody into the same group. Most politicians suffer from this toxic level of overambition, and you see it very pronounced in politics, where a lot of politicians out there, they will completely remove their own spine, they remove their integrity, they remove any level of just being a good human in order to get to the top. And they say things they don't believe. They throw meat at the red base to keep their base pissed off and angry all the time, and they do it for a reason. It's sort of like a lot of politicians follow the sort of the guidelines of cult leaders in trying to con and just trying to convince people to think the way they want to think by lies and misinformation. Toxic overambition in a classic sense. You see it in politics a lot. Not just in politics though, but you see it in a lot of different stuff. You see it in business, you see it in sports, you see it in every aspect of life, a lot of different aspects of life. And generally what it is, it's like, I think a lot of times we're raised to think that being number one and being the best you can and being ambitious is a good thing. And don't get me wrong, I think everybody should, live up to their fullest potential as a person. But what happens is, I think that there comes a point where people cross a line of overambition into the point where it becomes dysfunctional. And I think that once you get to that point, you're trying to overcompensate for some other thing that you have lacking in your life. On a lot could be a lot of different levels. I've witnessed this over and over again throughout the course of my life, because one of the things, and I've mentioned this before, but it's so true, and I think it's something everybody needs to realize here, is that if you guys are fortunate to live to be 90, 95 years old, or into super old age, I can promise you, when you're sitting on your deathbed, you're not going to look back and say, man, I just wish I was more ambitious. I wish I'd have got more work done, and I wish I'd have made more money. That stuff's going to be meaningless to you. You're going to be thinking about the things in life that really mean a lot, the friendships and the special moments that you share with other people, and the experiences that you had that are cathartic to your being, not by things you gain from being overambitious. It's not the way that it works there. So the point of what we're talking about here, what is it that drives it, and at what level does it become dysfunctional? First of all, I think if you're going to attain excellence and you're going to be number one at anything, that comes at a cost. It comes at a tremendous cost to yourself, because I'll use myself as an example. Back when I was at the top of my fishing game, and when I was winning tournaments consistently, and winning tons of money every single year, that came at a cost. Every other aspect of my life was put on the back burner, and it suffered as a result of me putting all of my focus and all of my energy on fishing. It's the same in business. If you own a business or you have a job, if you put all your energy to being the most go-getter, ambitious person, your other parts of your life are gonna sacrifice because of that. And at the time, you may think that that's a good thing, and maybe for a short period of your life that's something you need to do. But guys, I can tell you right now is that over ambition and that laser focus to be the best and number one and keep pushing to be the best you can all the time, there's an element of dysfunction there that you can't deny, that society does not identify with. Society, they congratulate people with that, and they look up to people with that, and they don't realize that people that attain that are sort of freaks in a little bit, because a lot of them are, like I said, it comes with a price. And you guys out there know what I'm talking about. If you're one of those people out there that have had a super successful business, or if you're a fisherman or you've been in any competitive sport that you've been at the top of your game, you know what I'm talking about. I don't have to explain it to you. So at that point, you have to ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth it for me to let other parts of my life atrophy, and to let my family and my friendships and other parts of things at life, that your own physical health, just to keep pushing and to maintain that ambition all the time? And I can tell you right now, guys, from my experience, it is not worth it. I mean, one of the things that you have to do is you have to find a balance. There's nothing wrong with being successful, but at the same time, you have to balance that with every other aspect of your life. Because, man, I have been around, like I said, business people, politicians, throughout the course of my life. And in general, guys, and I'm not saying this overall, but the vast majority of it, the most successful people that I have been around. I've been around billionaires. I've fished with billionaires. I've been around professional sports athletes. I've been around a lot of people that have been at the top of their fields. And every single person that I have ever been around that has attained that level of excellence, they are messed up on some level. There's something about them that is just, it's like a little kid that is sort of messed up. And without exception, I've never met anybody that I could not say that about. And some of the most grounded, centered, happy, joyful, healthy people I have ever met were not successful by society standards whatsoever. I mean, there's about a half a dozen people I've met in my life that are just, when you're around these people, you gravitate to them because they have such a positive energy, and they have such a strong life force that you gravitate to those people. And these people that I've met, none of them were successful by what we gauge success by, financial standards or titles or accolades. None of them. Very, very humble people, very, very, very modest, incomes as far as with comparison to the rest of society. Yet those are the people that I admire. Those are the type of people I admire. They're not over ambitious. They're not, trying to be number one. They're just like going through life, just being who they are, and in a healthy way. And so I guess once I started meeting people like that, that's sort of when my fishing started to go downhill a little bit, because I realized that, me being as this hard charging, thinking about nothing but fishing all the time, it cost me other things in my life that just were not worth it. It cost me the I guess, for a better word, the wholeness that you have as a person on there. So anyway, guys, what the point of this video, without going on and on, there's nothing wrong with not wanting to be the best, not wanting to be number one, not wanting to chase these, you know, whatever, chase the American dream, to put it like that. There's nothing wrong with not wanting to push yourself for more and more and more all the time. In fact, I would suggest against it if I could give you guys any advice with that. You know, pay attention to what's important in life. And, you know, as you get older, you know, you'll see this a little bit more. Some people are so caught up in it, and some people are they have a level of narcissism that is so toxic that they never get past that. And that's sort of a, it's a I don't want to say a mental issue. Well, it is. It's some type of a mental issue to some extent when people can't see past that a little bit. So anyway, guys, stay grounded, be happy with where you are. Don't compare yourself to other people. Don't feel that, you know, you're not doing enough. If you're leading a happy life and you've got good friends, not a lot of them, if you got a few good friends and you're at peace with who you are as a person, and you live your life with integrity and compassion and kindness, that's all you need, man. That's what's important in life. So anyway, guys, hope everybody's having a good day out there. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see y'all next week.